What if I told you that somewhere in the universe there could be cosmic objects that do the exact opposite of what black holes do? Instead of consuming everything in their path, they violently expel matter and energy, never letting anything enter. These mysterious objects are called white holes, and they challenge everything we know about space-time and the nature of reality itself. We all know that black holes are like cosmic monsters. Once something crosses their event horizon, it's gone forever. Not even light can escape their gravitational pull. But white holes? They are the reverse. They are theorized to constantly push things away, refusing to allow anything to enter their domain. In a sense, they are cosmic fountains, spewing energy outward but remaining completely inaccessible. But here's the big question. Do white holes actually exist, or are they just mathematical illusions? Could they be hiding in the universe, masquerading as powerful yet unexplained cosmic phenomena? And if we ever find one, what happens next? Let's dive deep into this cosmic paradox and uncover what scientists believe about white holes, how they might form, and why they could be connected to some of the greatest mysteries of the universe, including the Big Bang itself. The origins of white holes, born from Einstein's equations. White holes weren't discovered through telescopes or space probes. Instead, they fell out of equations, specifically Einstein's general theory of relativity. In 1915, Albert Einstein revolutionized our understanding of gravity by describing it as the warping of space and time. Shortly after, in 1916, physicist Carl Schwarzschild found a solution to Einstein's equations that described what we now call a black hole, an object so dense that nothing, not even light, can escape its gravitational grasp. But here's the catch. Schwarzschild's solution actually had two possible answers, one describing a black hole, and the other, a white hole. In mathematical terms, if a black hole is an object where time and space curve inward infinitely, a white hole would be the exact opposite, where everything curves outward, preventing anything from coming in. Think of it this way. If a black hole is like a bottomless pit that swallows everything, a white hole would be like a volcano, constantly erupting and throwing material outward, never allowing anything to enter. But there's a big problem. While black holes form naturally from collapsing stars, there's no known process that could create a white hole. This is one of the biggest reasons why many physicists believe they might not exist in reality. Or do they? Are white holes hiding in plain sight? While we've never directly observed a white hole, some scientists believe we might have already seen their effects. We just didn't recognize them for what they were. One of the strongest theories suggests that white holes could be responsible for some of the most mysterious explosions in the universe. Gamma-ray bursts, GRBs, are the most energetic events known to science, releasing more energy in a few seconds than our sun will in its entire 10 billion-year lifetime. These bursts come from deep space, appear suddenly, and vanish just as quickly. Their origins remain a mystery, but what if they are actually white holes briefly flickering into existence, releasing their energy and then disappearing? Another shocking theory proposes that the Big Bang itself was actually a massive white hole. Think about it. White holes are described as cosmic objects that violently expel matter and energy. What if our universe was born from an incredibly powerful white hole ejecting everything that would eventually form galaxies, stars, and planets? In this scenario, the universe is not expanding into nothingness. It's actually the result of an ongoing white hole eruption, constantly pushing out more space and time. If this is true, then every galaxy, every star, and even you and me could be the byproducts of an ancient white hole explosion. But it gets even weirder. Some physicists propose that white holes might not be separate objects at all, but instead, they could be directly connected to black holes in a way that rewrites the laws of physics. Black holes and white holes. A cosmic connection. For decades, black holes have been considered one-way doors to oblivion. Anything that crosses their event horizon is doomed to be crushed by infinite gravity. But what if that's not the whole story? What if black holes aren't just endpoints, but instead gateways, One of the most fascinating theories in modern physics suggests that black holes and white holes might actually be two sides of the same coin. Instead of matter being destroyed inside a black hole, what if it's being transformed and then expelled somewhere else as a white hole? Imagine you drop your phone into a black hole. Normally, we'd assume it's gone forever, lost to the abyss. But according to this theory, that phone doesn't just vanish. Instead, it could re-emerge somewhere else in the universe. Or maybe, even in another universe through a white hole. This idea comes from the concept of wormholes, hypothetical tunnels that connect different points in space and time. If a black hole and a white hole are linked, then falling into a black hole might not mean destruction. It could mean traveling through a cosmic tunnel and emerging in a distant part of the universe. But there's a catch. For this to work, the tunnel would have to remain stable, something that physics says is nearly impossible. According to Einstein's equations, any wormhole connecting a black hole and a white hole would collapse instantly, faster than light, unless it was held open by some unknown form of energy, often called exotic matter. So, does exotic matter exist? We don't know. But if it does, then black holes might not be cosmic prisons. They might be portals to other parts of the universe, or even to parallel universes. This brings us to one of the biggest paradoxes in physics, the information paradox, a mystery that could hold the key to proving whether white holes are real. The information paradox. Do white holes solve it? One of the biggest problems with black holes is that they seem to erase information. When something falls into a black hole, all the details about its structure, whether it's a planet, a star, or even a human, get lost. The black hole only remembers three things: mass, charge, and spin. Everything else, gone. But here's the problem. Physics says information can't be destroyed. This is one of the fundamental laws of the universe, known as the law of conservation of information. If black holes truly destroy information, it would mean our understanding of physics is incomplete. Stephen Hawking was one of the first to propose that black holes might not destroy information, but instead, they could slowly leak it back into the universe through what's now known as Hawking radiation. But there's another, even more fascinating possibility. What if, instead of losing information, black holes are actually storing it and then releasing it later through a white hole? Imagine a black hole that has been consuming matter for billions of years. According to this theory, at some point, that black hole could reach a critical state where it can no longer hold on to the information. Instead of erasing it, the black hole could explode into a white hole, releasing everything it had swallowed, almost like a cosmic rebirth. Some physicists believe that this could explain certain cosmic phenomena, like the fast radio bursts, FRBs, mysterious flashes of energy that appear and disappear in milliseconds. Could these be dying black holes turning into white holes, unleashing all their stored energy at once? If true, it would mean that nothing is ever truly lost, not even inside a black hole. Instead, black holes might just be temporary storage devices, waiting for the right moment to transform into white holes and return everything to the universe. But is there any actual evidence of white holes? And if they do exist, what would they look like? Do white holes actually exist? Searching for evidence. If white holes are real, why haven't we seen one? Shouldn't there be massive bursts of matter shooting out into space, the opposite of black holes sucking everything in? This is one of the biggest challenges in proving their existence. White holes, if they exist, would behave in ways that make them nearly impossible to detect. Unlike black holes, which can be identified by their gravitational pull and the way they warp nearby space, white holes wouldn't pull things in. Instead, they would be violently expelling energy and matter at extreme speeds. But according to Einstein's equations, a white hole's event horizon wouldn't allow anything to enter. Even light wouldn't be able to cross into it. This means that, from our perspective, a white hole would appear like a blinding explosion, one that doesn't behave like a normal supernova or gamma-ray burst. Some physicists speculate that certain unexplained cosmic events, like fast radio bursts, FRBs, or mysterious high-energy gamma-ray bursts, could actually be signs of white holes. These bursts of energy come from deep space, last only milliseconds, and seem to have no clear source. Could they be dying black holes transforming into white holes, as some theories suggest? Another interesting possibility comes from loop quantum gravity, an alternative theory to Einstein's general relativity. According to this theory, the singularity at the center of a black hole, where all matter is crushed, might not actually exist. Instead, quantum mechanics could prevent it from collapsing into nothingness. Over time, this quantum structure could bounce back, essentially turning a black hole into a white hole. This process would take billions or even trillions of years, meaning that if white holes do exist, they might be the final stage of a black hole's life cycle. But there's another, even stranger possibility, one that takes us beyond our own universe. Some scientists propose that white holes could exist in parallel universes or different dimensions of space-time. If a black hole acts as an entry point, then somewhere beyond our reality, a white hole might be the exit point. This idea aligns with wormhole theories, suggesting that space-time is far more interconnected than we ever imagined. If true, black holes wouldn't just be cosmic graves, they'd be gateways to other realms. The final mystery: will we ever find a white hole? Right now, white holes remain a theoretical mystery, something predicted by mathematics but never observed. They challenge everything we know about physics, time, gravity, and even the nature of reality itself. If white holes do exist, they could rewrite the laws of the universe. They might be the key to solving the black hole information paradox, proving that nothing is truly lost in the cosmos. They could reveal new ways to travel through space-time, perhaps even unlocking the secret of interstellar travel. Or they could remain nothing more than a mathematical illusion, an idea that works on paper but never materializes in reality. But here's the big question. What if we just haven't looked in the right place yet? As telescopes and technology improve, we may one day detect something that doesn't fit into our current understanding of the universe. A burst of energy from nowhere, a sudden explosion of matter with no logical source, a star that vanishes into a black hole, only to reappear elsewhere. If that day comes, we might finally have proof that black holes are not the end, but just the beginning. What do you think? Could white holes really exist, or are they just a cosmic fantasy? Let me know in the comments.